We misunderstood our neighbors, most of us, and I don't mean just the government, but also the security establishment, the intelligence establishment, the Israeli society. Basically, we assumed that we come from the same value universe. I was very often asked, what are you trying to tell us? That they get up in the morning wanting to kill us? This is what they get up in the morning with? And when I said yes to this rhetorical question, they said, okay, we understand. Ideologically, this is what they want. But after all, don't they want a better life? And I said, a better life for them is to kill us. First of all, every child hears from everybody, from all the agents of socialization, from his kindergarten governors, from his teacher, from his parents, from his writers, from his intellectuals, from his political leaders, from his...
from the TV, from the radio.
From the media, throughout his life for 100 years, one generation after the other, that Israel is inherently illegitimate. Israel was not only created in sin, not only came into being in a sin of colonialism, but we still are illegitimate because we are a colonial, illegitimate entity. And the only way the Palestinians can build their future is on the ruins of our national life. This is what all their children for 100 years get as the only diet. We're giving them petroleum, and we're giving them water, and we are hospitalizing their ill in our hospitals. And Israeli ladies drive them from the Erez crossing to the hospital and back so that they will feel better. And we help them with export.
But who you're talking about is...
Everybody. The government and the opposition, the army and the intelligence community, everybody.
But not the people.
Yes, also the people. Also the people. Saying, yes, we know what they are. But after all, when we constantly improve their life, we can have a long-term arrangement, hasdara arukat tvach, to use the Hebrew term. Mm-hmm. And for now, they won't do it. So from time to time, they will shoot some missiles. So when you say stop the war, your eyes are so stupid that you don't understand that you're immoral, or you're immoral because you're basically saying, let the barbarians get away with it because they embedded themselves in civilian population. Let's do what doesn't look good. Because the number one weapon that the barbarians have against civilized people is our need to look good. Don't try to look good. If they love you, you must have done the wrong thing.
They do something, break their neck, humiliate them, kill them. For instance, have a perimeter around the border. Anybody who comes close to the fence, shoot to kill. We should initiate violent activity the moment they have the capability of doing it. Okay? And we will do it in Lebanon as well. Because this idea, we will buy tranquility as long as things are quiet. No, not with barbarians. You need to destroy what they have that they built to kill you. Otherwise, this will kill you. Okay?
For years, I'm talking about the depth of this conflict, which is not about territory. It's not even about existence of the state of Israel. It is about religion. Because in the eyes of Muslims, the Jewish people are not a people, are not a nation. According to the Islamic view, we are communities which belong to all the nations in the world. A Jew in America is an American Jew, just like other Americans who could be Christians or Muslims or whatever. A Jew in Morocco is a Moroccan Arab who happen to be Jewish, just like other Moroccan Arabs who are Muslims or Christians or whatever. Same thing in Iraq, the same thing in Russia, the same thing in Yemen, the same thing everywhere. Jews are not a nation. Jews belong to the nations which they were living with, and the religion did not make them into one nation. So if there is no Jewish nation, why should there be a Jewish state for a nation which doesn't exist? Hamas, since they took Gaza over in June 2007, they had 16 and a half good years to develop the place and to convince Israel that all they want is development, money, work in Israel, to make good living and to make good state. And they actually put the jihad into some kind of a storage. This is the impression which Israel had from top to toe. And this actually was the conception which led us to fall asleep on guard while they were preparing a war.
We are hearing still people say Hamas does not represent the Palestinians. Now I know we deeply want to believe it. We want to imagine that some alien race entered Gaza, hijacked its people, and committed atrocities completely unrelated to what came before it. But if we will continue to hold on to this delusion, we are only guaranteeing that whatever happened on October 7th will happen once more, and even worse, if that is possible. Because where did Hamas emerge from? Hamas emerged from an idea that is known here as from the river to the sea, from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea. Palestine will be free. Of what? Of sovereign and free Jews, of the state of Israel, of the Jewish state. Listen to what this conflict is, because this is the conflict, and nothing else has changed. The Jews want a state. The Arabs want the Jews not to have a state. That's it. That's the conflict, and that's why it's irreconcilable. When you have an entire people who are mobilized for the idea that there should not be a Jewish state, which means that they tried to do it in the 20s, in the 30s, in the 40s, and they failed in 1948 because despite their considerable efforts, the state of Israel emerged as independent. They didn't accept this outcome. They immediately got to work to try to undo that. But Westerners don't want to look it in the eye. So Palestinians will say what their intentions are, and Westerners will explain it away as no, it's about the occupation, it's about territory, it's about the conditions in Gaza, all the things that they never say. This is a society mobilized for the idea that their duty is to liberate Palestine from the river to the sea.
When you live in a conception that Hamas are deterred and contained, and you build everything around this theory, they might not be deterred and might not be contained if they burst out. They deceived us for a long time. They are deterred by the Israeli force. They made face as if they want to have a nice state in Gaza, development, health, education, whatever we want. And we actually looked at them through the lens of the Israeli culture. And there is another thing which we have to understand. These Islamists, Hamas, such an event of this music festival, they hate it. Because the music is Indian music, infidels music, alcohol, drugs, boys and girls together dancing, and what they wear is not according to the Islamic rules of clothing. And not only this, some people broadcast it on FaceTime, live broadcast. Now, everybody in Gaza can hear it because it's rather close to Gaza. So the boys and the girls in Gaza, when they hear the music, they go to the cell phones and they go to Facebook of the festival
and they see what they hear. And the people of Hamas hate it because this is the essence of the Western music, Western culture, Western openness, Western, what they say, Western corruption, which comes to them. And to destroy such an event and to capture all these people who take part in this, this is an obligation. This war is a war between civilizations, between the Judeo-Christian civilization, which looks forward, looks for good life, looks for normal life, looks for stability, health, and whatever human being needs, and against the 7th century culture.
Yeah.
It's between normalcy and barbarism. It's between people who look at the human as somebody who has rights and people who see the right of the human being only to sacrifice himself on the altar of Allah.